Hi everyone, it's Sandy Bacus here. Surprise! I bet you never thought that you'd see another video from me in less than a week. I just made my last video last Sunday. Today's Thursday. Um, After I finished the video last Sunday, I realized that there was a couple of things that I had forgotten about that I wanted to talk to you about and show you. And so I've also been taking some notes about how I wanted to change my videos or how I wanted to change how I was stitching to try to get more stitches in and to be able to have videos that are a little more uplifting and showing a little more content. So, this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I have Well, as soon as I figure out what I did with it, see, already I'm messed up. Um, I made a couple of notes, and what I'd like to do is, as my goals for going into the rest of December and into the new year, I would like to make a list of all my projects. Now, I did find that I had made a list last January, and I had listed a whole lot of projects then because I was thinking about doing Jessie Marie's uh, kind of like bingo, where you make out the bingo card and fill in your projects. Well, that didn't work out for me. But I did make a list of most of the projects that were current at the time, or I listed new starts. And at that time, I think there was just over 20 projects that I was currently at that time working on, and the new starts that I wanted to add. But I had other projects up in my craft room that I had kind of set to one side at one time or another. And I want to make a list of all of them. Now, that's going to take me a little while because I have them kind of spread out. Some of you will understand that, hopefully. Um, and then I also wanted to look at those projects and see whether I'm less than 50% done with them or whether I'm over 50% done with those. And I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that information. That I'm still working on. My next question I was going to ask myself is, do I want to finish this project, or am I undecided as to whether I want to finish this project? Or do I not want to finish this project? And I know I had put a couple to the side because I really wasn't sure that I wanted to finish them. So those are some hard looks that I'm going to have to take. And one of the reasons for that is that I'm getting older. My birthday will be coming up in February, and I will be 77. And it kind of, after all the illnesses I went through the last few years, it kind of makes me wonder, how much longer am I going to be here on this earth? And how much longer will I be able to keep stitching? So I thought maybe what I need to do is really concentrate on the projects that I really absolutely love, and maybe not so much on the projects that are just kind of. And I have some upstairs that I haven't even started yet that I absolutely love. So there's one up there that I think about all the time. And so those are some hard questions, and I'm going to have to really start asking them of myself and presenting them to you in the videos. Another note that I put down is that I'd really like to touch all of my whips and my projects in 2026. And in touching them, that is going to tell me when I start to stitch it, do I love this? Do I like this? Do I not think much of this? Do I hate stitching this? Again, hard questions. I'm going to need to answer that. And then from that, I need to start planning to finish things. Before I wasn't really doing that since I finished Japanese garden. I really haven't done that. And when I was getting close to getting done with Japanese garden, that at the time had been my oldest whip. And I was determined that I was going to get that one done. And I did. I worked on it every day and I was doing 600 stitches in a day. I haven't done 500 or 600 stitches in I don't know when. And I know that one of the reasons for that was because I have spent a lot of time not feeling well. I told you in my last video that my doctor had upped my Cymbalta, duloxetine is the generic name for that. And it has taken so much of my back pain away that I am no longer feeling as fatigued as I was. In fact, I'm feeling kind of energized. And so it's making me look at my stitching in a whole different way. And I need to plan those new starts. I need to look at the ones that I bought because I just love them and thought I would love stitching them. So I need to start them. If something happens over the next few years and God decides that it's my time and I leave this earth, or if I am, for whatever reason, no longer able to stitch, at least I can say that I got to stitch on them, even if it, wasn't to complete the whole project. Maybe there'll be somebody out there who will want to complete these projects. We'll see. And the last thing that I wrote on my list is that what I'd like to try to do is one video every week to keep myself on track, to keep myself accountable to both you and to me. And they may not be long videos, they may be fairly short, but it will give me that motivation. It will give me that feeling that I need to stitch because instead of playing some stupid game on the tablet, because I need to have something to show you. Right? Sounds good to me. And so we're going to go from there. Those are the things that I wrote down. Now, for this video today, what I'd like to do is first, for anybody who has been here for a long time, I've been doing these videos now since, I believe it was in 2017. I believe it was like July of 2017 that I started doing the videos. A lot has happened during those years. A whole lot. Some of it has been good, some of it has been bad. And while I'm mentioning bad, I found out yesterday when I was at the nursing home, a doctor came in to talk to me, and they want to put Bob on hospice. Since he can no longer talk and he can't really move around in the bed or anything, they have decided that they want him back on hospice. He had been on hospice, but then it had kind of been on a plateau, but he is declining. I see it each time I go in there. And so he's going back on hospice. I have made my peace with that. Now I have to start making peace with the fact that I might lose him sooner rather than later. But I'm not going to dwell on that. So, way back when I started these videos, I'm not sure exactly when I decided to start giving things away, but there was a long period of time where I had giveaways every video. And I gave mostly charts away. They were charts that some of them were magazine charts. Some of them were ones if I went to a thrift store and I picked up a handful of charts and it wasn't something I thought I would stitch, I would give those away. At the time that I was doing it back then, I made it worldwide. And I went out and I bought a whole bunch of stamps for international mail. And as you all know, mail rates have gone way up, even here in the US. Um, but I have a lot of stuff up there, and I would like to start doing some giveaways again. I'm going to start small. It's going to be US only to start with, because the international stuff I always have to take to the post office. And I'm going to start with just small things that will go into like a business size envelope that I can, fold into thirds. So if you ask for anything that I'm going to be giving, know that it will be folded. I'm going to start out with something today to give away. And this is something I picked up in a thrift shop. And I did two of these charts. And I wanted to show you, I never totally finished them. Their stitching is all finished. I just didn't do the FFO. And that's another thing that I really have to work on. I have a whole thing full of stitched pieces that need to be finally finished. Um, I paid only 10 cents for this. I'm almost embarrassed to say that because these were so much fun to stitch. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. The first one is called Blackberry. These are just black and white pieces of paper, and these are the charts. There's Blackberry, and these are stapled together, so it's going to all go to one person. The next one is Strawberry. And I thought that I would do all of these, but I didn't. And at this time, I don't have an inclination to want to do any more of them. And so I'm going to give these away. On these last ones, there are 4 small charts on each page. Um, and they don't have written down what they are, so I'll just try to. Some of them look like more flowers, some of them have writing on them. There's 4 on there, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. The one with the writing says small busted women have big hearts. The others look like flowers. And then on this last page, there are 4 more. One is a butterfly. I can tell that. The other one looks like maybe a bug or a butterfly. One looks like a ladybug, and I'm not sure about the last one, but there are those. So you will be getting, there's 4 there, 4 on the other one, and then the 2 blackberry and strawberry. So you'd be getting 6. And I would like to show you what I stitched so that you'll see that these are beautiful. And I'm sorry this was folded, and I'll try to pull this back a little bit. This is Blackberry, and I used the colors exactly as the chart called for them. And I love it. It's beautiful. And I am going to get that framed here sometime. And this is Strawberry. The colors are so vibrant. And I loved stitching these. The stitching was quite simple, and they're just beautiful. If you would like to be entered in for a raffle to get these charts, and what, like I said, I'm going to fold this into thirds, put it in an envelope. I think it'll probably take 2 stamps, and I'll send this out anywhere in the U.S. Just put the word free in a comment. You don't even have to comment anything else. You can just make one comment that says free, or you can add it to your comment. It doesn't matter. But I will pull a name. Um, I don't want to do it next week because that really doesn't give you a lot of time to see the video and to get in there and comment. Let's say that I will pull it right at Christmas time, and I will announce the winner the first video that I do after Christmas. And I am planning on Thursdays to be my day, since this is Thursday. I'm going to plan on Thursdays as being my day to come back and share with you. So there is that. And I have a ton of magazine charts that I took out of magazines, and I put them into sheet protectors and into a notebook. I have tons of those that I will never get around to stitching, so I'll probably give away some of those, or all of them. I've got to downsize. And I have charts that I have stitched, that I bought, that I will, if I'm done with them, or even if I didn't do them and I have no plans to do them, then I'm going to give those away. So some of those will be nice. If they are a cardboard, you know what I mean, the heavier paper, not cardboard, but the heavier paper type charts. If they're those, then I will get some larger envelopes and send them out like that. I'm not going to fold up those kind of charts. But let's just try this out, see how it goes, see if you guys have interest in this. I know I used to get a lot of interest in this years ago when I was giving all those charts away. And and I have some other things that I could probably think about giving away as I go through my craft room. Um, that was all prior to 2020 when I started with the PMR and being yellow a lot. Okay, now what I'd like to do also is I would like to show you the chart that I have been working on for the last couple of days. I will be working on this again because this is a Christmas chart. And so I want to keep going on this. It's in the Q-snap here, and I'm going to pull it out and let you see what it looks like. And I have been watching some Flosstube while I'm stitching, enjoying a lot of the Flossmas videos. And I'm going to move my needle minder. Whoops, I just lost the back off that. Well, I'll just put my needle minder over there for now. This is Christmas Eve. This is my Christmas stitch. I don't want to lose my needle there. And I showed you this the other day, and this is where I'm at now with it. And the other day when I showed it to you, I had been stitching. I stitched down here and this right here, some of those trees. Well, when I started working on it again, I went up here and I took the border across where it hadn't been before. I did these antlers, the top part of the deer here, and there is a lot of white snowflakes all in here that I think that it's very difficult to try to see them. There, if I get it up that close. See all those white snowflakes? I have a problem with sewing all that white, but I've done it. I put them in there. And I've still got a few more snowflakes to do, and I've got to go over this way some more. because there's another deer there. Let me show you the chart. There we go. This is Prairie Schooler, and there's that chart. So I've got that other deer to do, some more of the buildings here and some more trees. And I'm loving stitching this. And then there are these ornaments that can also be stitched. And I don't know whether I will mess with those or not, because I'm still getting my cross stitch magazine, and I have the Christmas issue sitting over there. It came a long time ago, and I've never even had a chance to look at it. And I usually do a Christmas ornament or two each year, and I haven't done that this year. So my concentration is going to be on getting that one finished. All right, now, one of my other videos that I did not that long ago, I was showing you some projects that I hadn't worked on, but that I showed you. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you a couple of projects that I don't think I showed to you then. And if I did, I have them listed here, so I will try to tell you. But these are ones that I'm going to start my list with and maybe start working on here after I finish working on Christmas Eve. This one, and most of these are ones that I don't have in Pattern Keeper, and I was marking off on charts, and so they're usually slow going, and they have a lot of backstitch. This is a Janlin kit. I'm going to try to turn that so you're not getting so much of a glare on it, and it's called Spring Montage. And I saw someone showing these on a YouTube video just a couple of days ago, but they were showing the original patterns, not the Janlin kits, and they had all of them, the spring, summer, fall, and winter. And the only one I have is from this Janlin kit, and she was saying that the kits or the charts had all been retired, and that the only way they were available is through the Janlin kits. Now that's something I learned because I had no idea. And I was looking to see if these said who the original, if this said who the original, well, it says it was copyrighted by Janet Stever, or Stever, Stever. So that's the only thing that they put on it. It was licensed by Porterfield's Fine Art Licensing. And that is the only thing that Janlin put on here. So apparently she was the original designer of this. But this is beautiful. And I will show you where I had gotten, and I haven't stitched on this in a long time. I can't remember when the last time I stitched on this was. There we go. And when I did the top part, I tried to go in and do the back stitching at the same time, and I kind of fell down on doing that because there is a lot of back stitch in this. I'm going to come in here a little bit closer to show you this a little bit better. But it is beautiful, those colors and everything, and the back stitching just kind of really makes them pop. But I've got to get this out and work on it. And I can tell you now, this one I would say is, I'm looking to see, I want to say this one is probably very close to being at least 50%, maybe even is 50%. And I definitely am going to plan on finishing this because it is a beautiful one. And I am going to put this back over here. So sometime in the near future, that will be coming out. I'll be stitching on it and I'll be showing it to you. Now, let me see what I've got over here in this. I just pulled out a couple of these. I've been trying to clean up the mess I had. And I put these all back in their basket. And, oh, I put this one away in the Q-snap. I don't generally do that, but I did. And I have a magnetic board in here. So this is one that, this is one where I was marking off as I was stitching. And this is called God's Love. And this is a chart that I purchased from my local needlework store. And it is absolutely beautiful. The colors are just amazing, and it's going to be a real mess because of the fact that it was in this Q-snap, and probably, I don't know why this is hooked here. Let me see if I can figure out what was going on here. Okay, this thread went around this way, came over here, and it looks like it's under these stitches. Heaven only knows. I may have to just cut that because I don't know what was going on with that. Let me grab my scissors very quickly. Well, I hope you didn't hear that creaking. That was my bones. Oh, goodness. I got kitty cats around here. I got all kinds of things going on here. All right, let's see. I'm going to cut that right there and try to straighten this out. I've got a lot of hanging threads, and it's going to be very wrinkly. Pull these down, and I'm not going to apologize. I remember when I first started doing these videos, everybody was apologizing for everything they did. And people would say, don't apologize. It's life. It's stuff that happens. All right, this is God's Love. And I saw this there in the store, and I love imaginating. And I saw this there, and I live very close to Lake Erie, and it just kind of touched me. And the saying is, God's love is like the ocean. It has no beginning, it has no end. And that is for sure. And this is an Ursula Michael design. And as I said, imaginating. And imaginating is from here in Ohio. Or it was, I don't know, but still or not. And I'm going to try to put this up against this project bag so that maybe it will lay at least a little bit flat. And I'm going to be bringing my ironing board, getting it out. And I used to, before every video, I took everything that I was going to show and I would iron everything. And I've just kind of gotten away from doing all those things. All right, here it is. And as you can see, there's a lot done on that. I have the words to put in here. But if you look at this, you can see that once this is done pretty much all the way down to here, And the other side is pretty much done all the way down to here. There may be a few little fill-ins there. And then this one would be finished. So I have to buckle down on this one. This one definitely is more than 50%. And so, and I want to finish this one. You know, sometimes when you don't see them for a long time, and this one has been coming to my mind a lot lately, and I think it's telling me it wants to be worked on. So you'll be seeing that one before too awfully long. I promise. I'm going to do that. Okay, and now this one, it looks like I have it on my list here that I had not worked on it, but I had shown it in a prior video. And so, but I haven't worked on this for a long time, so I thought I would like to get this out. And this one is in Pattern Keeper. And if I didn't say anything about the materials on these other ones, they're all 14 count. Very rarely do I work on anything that's not 14 count. This was a kit, and I changed out the material on this. Its dimensions, it's called Stacked Teacups. And I don't know where I am at on this because I haven't touched this in a long time. Okay, that's the back of it. And, oh, I'm going to try to lever my arm around here. I hope you can see that. It is very pretty colors. And this one, on this one, it had all of this background being done on white and being stitched. And I decided, no way did I want to stitch all that background. So what I did was I got the blue material, and I thought that's going to be my background. And then I started doing the cups. And in looking at that, it looks like that cup at the top is almost done. Then I have the little bird up there. And in actuality, I think I thought at one time about just leaving the bird off, which I could do. And I have the red teacup done, the kind of a beigeish one, the bluish green, and the bottom one. The bottom one is almost finished. So this is definitely more than 50% completed. And I just am going to have to make myself finish it. So that's why this one is on my list to come up soon, because I've been thinking about it a lot too. Okay, I think all right, on that Christmas Eve, that Prairie Schooler one that I've been working on, let's see, I did 150 stitches plus, because I knew I had over 150, and then I forgot to write it down that night. Then I had 149, 156, Then on the 9th, I did 69, and I made a note here that I cleaned most of that day. And oh my gosh, I did. Yesterday, I couldn't hardly move. So I didn't get as much cleaning done yesterday. My cleaning person who was supposed to come, she was ill. And so she's supposed to let me know when she's feeling better. And yesterday, I had over, hmm, it was 100 and something, and I forgot to write it down. And today is the 11th, and I've been stitching today, and I haven't stitched 100 yet. Mostly it was that white I've been stitching. I had to, I was stitching this morning, and then I had to run to the urgent care because I couldn't hear out of this ear. And it's been all week I've not been able to hear out of this ear, and it was driving me crazy. So I went to urgent care, and it was filled up with wax. I had been using a product called Deeprox. It's supposed to soften the wax up in your ear. And so they were able to clean it out very easily with their compressed water. And so I can hear now. Thank goodness. Oh, it was terrible. So, anyways, we are at 36 minutes. I thought this was going to be a very short video, but I guess I talked too much. So, that's it for this one. And I will plan to be back next Thursday and show you everything that I stitched between today and then. And perhaps I'll have a couple of other whips to show you. And maybe I'll even pull out some of my Christmas finishes and show you some of those. So I hope everybody is having wonderful times. The weather is very, very cold here in Ohio. We're not used to it being this cold this soon, but I think today when I went um, to urgent care, I had to go east, and maybe about 8 miles east from here, it was snowing and the roads were bad. And I was like, oh boy, it wasn't like this at home, but it was cold. The car said it was 29 degrees. I don't like to be cold. So, okay, you guys, love to you, hugs to you. Take care, enjoy your stitching, and I will see you next week. I promise. All right, bye bye.